So Tampa's been a great spot for musical talent, past and present. And everybody found out that recently after rapper Doechii gave her hometown a shout out at the Grammys a few months ago. She learned music theory and more at Blake High School in Tampa, a magnet school for the performing arts.
She's so talented.
She really is. Fox
Wow.
13's Brianna Arredondo joins us here in studio with her series continuing on her rhythm roots.
And Brianna, you got a look at the music programs and their teachers.
Yeah, I certainly did. We're talking about Blake High School, of course, and Blake sits right on the river, and they have band and orchestra programs. For two educators there, life took unexpected turns to put them in charge of shaping our future musicians.
My dad was my band director, and his father also was a band director. So I've been exposed to instruments literally since birth. Brass, downbeat bar 1, playing hold 1, 2, 3.
It makes sense that Carmen Griffin would end up becoming a maestro herself, carrying on her dad's legacy within the same walls at Blake High School. She leads the marching and jazz bands, a role Carmen kind of fell into 16 years earlier.
And I said, well, let me just see if I like this whole teaching thing. And I started subbing first. The principal at the time, Jacqueline Haynes, as soon as she saw my face, she goes, oh no, I remember you, having been a student at Blake. She says, I need you over that band. I said, oh no, ma'am, I'd like to have a life.
Clearly, life had a tempo change in store.
My kids are leaving here with money in hand, scholarship in hand, and not everybody's pursuing music.
Their skills are being shaped by a former professional jazz musician who played with some of the best.
The late Ray Brown, who played with Ella Fitzgerald, the Clayton brothers, John Clayton, who's a master arranger and composer, Regina Carter, many jazz greats that really kind of poured into me and shaped what I hear.
And around these young minds, her philosophy is music needs to be felt, not heard.
That's a vocal moment. So if you got to write the word sing there, something that lets you know it should be played with some delicacy, right?
Just down the hall from Carmen, strings warm up and tune for rehearsal. Orchestra director Jason Gerald connects with his students the best way he knows how, making music with them for 23 years.
It would have been great if it was in tune. All right, try it again.
He knows when to take things not so seriously and when to take things seriously, and that's really important.
Keep it moving, keep it moving. To be honest, I probably shouldn't be saying this on camera, but I didn't want to teach. My primary instrument is viola, and so my goal was to be a professional violist in Atlanta Symphony and not be responsible for anyone. And apparently the Lord had a different plan in mind.
Jason fell in love with teaching and the idea of inspiring others.
Growing up in Atlanta, I did not have someone to look up to that was not only a black person, or let alone a black male in the orchestral field. That was very rare.
What is not rare? Hearing the works of Mozart, Beethoven, Chopin. So Jason wants his class to know there's so much more, adding African-American composers to their repertoire.
Right around the COVID time, we did an entire program of all minorities, whether it be female or Hispanic, African-American composers.
Like Florence Price and Samuel Coleridge Taylor.
There's a grand history of people that look like us that do what we do as a people. And being here at Blake High School, considering that it's one of two historically black high schools, I find that that is extremely extraordinary.
Maya McDowell's noticed more black artists in orchestral spaces, and she says it sets a tone for younger kids.
And I think that it's important now more than ever that they know that there is a place for them to be here and to play.
Arts education is that one piece that ties in all of our other curriculum in education, whether it be science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
it's always really cool for me to see, you know, the kids that are able to take those experiences that they learned in band, namely marching band, you know, that team building, you know, and perseverance. You know, all of those things I think transfer well in the real world, especially in your working life.
These teens are learning the keys to play well in life.
When you introduce things to young people in the right way, I think that they'll carry it, you know, carefully, you know, and treat it well.
Creating and embracing what these future musicians are capable of.
Classical music is the last thing people think about. But we're out here. We're doing our thing. We're doing it well. That's the idea.
And both Carmen Griffin and Jason Gerald tell me they are very happy to see more diversity in band and orchestra spaces. They say their students inspire them, and they say you'll be hard-pressed to find a local musician without connections to Blake. Linda?